I'm really excited to be in Amsterdam today with H+K, who are taking a step back from their busy day jobs to think about how we can really move the needle on sustainability. And I think there are three things that we should all really be thinking about. First of all, there are so many people we work with who are really passionate about making a change in their personal lives, whether that's cutting out single-use plastics, reducing their carbon footprint, making a difference in their local community. And we need to find a way to make it easy for people to bring the things they really care about at home to work and make them part of their day jobs every day. The second thing I think we can do is really think about how we can harness our convening power. We have so many phenomenal relationships across every different sector with governments, with the UN, with NGOs. How can we spot the potential partnerships across all of those different stakeholder groups and bring people together to drive change at scale? And finally, the one thing that I think we should do every time we pick up a client brief is think about not just how do we solve for the brief the client's given us, but how do we solve a real-world problem.
The parties involved, including us, need to go beyond just using normal awareness and education campaigns and start using behavioural insights to run campaigns that are more focused on evidence and science to try and change the way people think and act.
Well, it means a world that will be in the future in better shape than it is today. And our role at H+K is to combine our sort of a management insight and creativity and public affairs and other skills to make it happen.
Sustainability means tackling a brighter future globally and locally. It encompasses the environment, gender equality, diversity, all these issues that are really going to change for the future and make this world a better place to live for people and the environment.
Sustainability from a policy perspective in the EU is becoming really the talk of the town. It's not at all local, it's global in terms of effect. And whatever legislation or policy makers are making in the EU now are impacting not only the EU corporate and brands, but also having some sort of geographical effect or extraterritoriality effect pretty much everywhere in the world. As a consequence, I strongly believe that we need to be monitoring for our clients what is going on, particularly on the CO2 and climate change type of thing, but also on plastic, but also on a number of other type of regulation, and making sure that our clients understand the impact it could have, but also the benefit they could derive from this regulation by being the first mover into a particular direction. Brands will grandly benefit from this sort of aspect, and from a communication perspective, not only from a policy perspective. These are things that we need to always have in mind.
I think a lot of companies are mainly affected by the speed at which climate issues are arising and how passionate the consumers are about it, how the world is becoming more focused on the power that businesses have in actually making a difference on climate change and addressing the crisis. And I'm based in the Oslo office, and I think the energy industry in Norway is very concerned about this. How are they going to maintain their business model? How are they going to make money and change fast enough? Their business models aren't able to change that fast. Very often they can talk about themselves as being large ships that need to turn slowly, and that's not holding water right now. So I think that's the biggest concern. How do they close the gap between their intentions of where they want to go and the speed at which they need to get there? The impatience, I think, society is not on their side, and that's where we can be of help in helping them look at the ways in which they can address the concerns and also communicate what they're doing today and how they're going to accelerate those to meet these demands.
So it's really exciting being here together to talk sustainability with all colleagues. I've worked in sustainability for 15 years, counselling lots of clients on their marketing and brand building and kind of changing consumer behaviour, and never before have I understood the power of the EU and legislation, that it actually travels around the globe, and it really made me think how I transform the way I counsel clients and the importance of understanding how legislation can really change and be powerful in terms of making us a much more sustainable society.
It's all about being conscious and being aware of everything that we do, on the impact that has on the environment, right from purchase decisions to consuming things, and the overall impact around your society at large.
So a few years ago, my boss at the time told me that our job as PR practitioners is to be the conscience of a company. And I think our opportunity to do that has never been stronger. Right now, at least in the United States, we're seeing an incredible moment for CSR and sustainability and the business case for that. As government continues to retreat and leave space for businesses to lead, and as consumers increasingly look to the companies that they vote with their dollars for to create the change that they really want to see. And so being alongside those companies and being in those boardrooms where those conversations happen at the highest levels is incredibly exciting. So I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited to be a part of this as we kind of grow and understand what that global practice will look like.
I think it's really important that companies start thinking in a different way. So not about profit, about growth all the time, but also, and even more so, about improving and about adding something to society. So rethinking your position. It's not about the profits and the margins, it's about what you leave behind, what you do that has a positive impact.